Hej alle sammen og velkommen til den her video, der handler om mit nye PD2-kursus. Dette her kursus vil bestå af 10 videoer, der vil gå igennem de vigtigste dele af PD2-eksamen fra læseforståelse 1, læseforståelse 2 til skriftlig fremstilling. Og selvfølgelig også den mundtlige eksamen, som består af 3 forskellige dele. Din egen personlige præsentation, nogle billeder, hvor du skal beskrive en situation, og til sidst selvfølgelig også denne her samtaledel mellem 2 parter. Kurset vil gå igennem de vigtigste dele af PD2. I kurset vil jeg give dig en detaljeret handlingsplan for, hvordan du kan forberede dig til PD2-eksamen. Kurset er betalt, men de første 30 dage er der en 50% discount på kurset. Husk at like og subscribe, det hjælper kanalen super meget. Tusind tak for at se med. Alright guys, so let me switch to English here so that I'm sure you all understand me, and also in the course it will be in English. So I'll give you 7 tips which you can kind of use as your starting point for your preparation on the PD2 exam. Alright, so the first tip I'm going to give you is writing. Now for writing, I want you to keep a journal. And what you want to do here is spend 5 minutes every day with Danish. So I have a golden rule of Danish. And my golden rule of Danish is it's better to spend 5 days every day learning Danish than to spend 3 hours on a random Sunday every other month. Now, I know this sounds very ambitious. The reason why it's better to spend 5 minutes every day than 3 hours on a random Sunday is because learning Danish is kind of like sleeping. It's boring. No, of course. Learning Danish is kind of like sleeping in the sense that you can't just stay awake for 6 days of the week and then spend your 7th day sleeping all day. You have to do it every day. The best way to keep up your Danish brain a little bit every day is to keep a journal. By the way, a journal is the same as a diary. If you think it's a little bit boring to write a diary, you're welcome to send me your diary entries. I really enjoy reading these, and I do it with all my students anyways. You can just send it to me here on YouTube. The next tip is speaking. Now you might say, wow, Isaac, that's just a great tip. You want to learn Danish, maybe you should speak Danish. But of course, I have something a little more special in mind. You know me. So what I want you to do for speaking, put your Danish to the test. How do you do that? Call a customer service. For example, these guys. They're called information. It's a Danish newspaper. Kind of left-wing newspaper, but still very normy. So what you should do is call them up and tell them that you're interested in a subscription. The Danish word for subscription is abonnement. Abonnement. So you call them, tell them, jeg er mega interesseret i amerikansk politik. Jeg er mega interesseret i Donald Trump. Jeg er mega interesseret i Grønland. Whatever. And ask them a couple questions. For example, hvor meget koster et abonnement? How much does a subscription cost? Får jeg avisen fysisk eller digitalt? Do I get the newspaper physically or digitally? And so on. This will be a nice litmus test for your Danish. Do people understand you without all of this? Without all these hand movements, the physical body language that we so often neglect? And the second great thing about this exercise is the person on the other line is literally forced to stay on the line and speak to you because, of course, it's their job. If you're the type of person that likes saving money, you can think of this as a free Danish lesson. When you're speaking to the customer service, they might say, should we switch to English? If they ask you this, there's 2 ways to respond. One way to approach this question is to say, sorry, jeg taler ikke engelsk. Of course, maybe you shouldn't use the word sorry, but undskyld. The second way to approach this question is to say, you know what, I'm actually trying to improve my Danish, so I'd really appreciate it if we could just keep this conversation in Danish. They'll have no choice but to keep the conversation in Danish because all of their conversations are being recorded and they know that it's not the best if they don't meet the requirements of the customer. Again, this will be a nice litmus test, and if you feel your heart beating when you're calling them, you know that you're doing something right. Third thing is private lessons. I won't go into this too much. It doesn't have to be with me, can be with any Danish teacher. It's a good idea. If your pockets are not quite deep enough for private lessons, then find a conversation partner. Where do you find a conversation partner? The hottest place for finding a conversation partner is the nursing home. I know of many expats who have found the nursing home to be a great resource. It might sound a little bit unorthodox, but there are so many people who would love to share their stories and experience and you'd also be doing a really good deed for society. So I would really recommend either private teacher, private tutor, or if you don't have the means for it right now, just finding an alternative speaking partner. The fourth thing is to do previous test examples. You can find that in this course. The fifth thing is thinking about everyday topics. This is also something we'll go into in this course. Everyday topics is a great way of thinking about learning Danish. These can include something like hospitaler, børnehaver, skole, arbejde, and so on. The sixth tip also kind of connects to this, but this is common everyday sayings. And here I would recommend actually looking at the video I made called The Daily Lesson. So in the daily lesson, there's a segment called The Daily Word. And the daily word is an idiom, a Danish idiom. It's a new Danish idiom or word, interesting word every day. The daily lesson is, by the way, also a good way just to do 10 minutes of Danish every day. The last tip I'll give you is listen to the news. Listen to TV-avisen. You can find it just by Googling TVA Live. It's a 24/7 news stream in Danish, and it might just help you a lot. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you check out the course. I spent a lot of time preparing it and making it for you guys, so I really hope that you like it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you guys soon.